Good morning, students. Students, you have seen articles in different newspapers. Now, students, perhaps you have also heard many people saying that they have gone through different kinds of articles revealing different kinds of recent incidences, burning issues, or better to say, those issues which are having prominence or something which is very relevant. And in articles, specifically in those articles, people observe many important arguments, many important points of views, or many kinds of discussions, or why that or those very topics are relevant in the recent date or today's date. So, students, before going through or writing such articles, we should know about its definition. So, let us see what is an article writing, or basically the definition of such writing, so that you can write down something of which you think important to mention in your future. So let's see the definition of article writing. Article writing is the process of creating a non-fiction text about current or recent news, items of general interest, or specific topics. They are published in print formats such as newspapers and magazines or online. So, students, it is the process of creating a non-fiction, means something which is based on reality. Non-fiction means it is not imaginary, it is not a fiction, rather it's a non-fiction about some current issues or news which are affecting day to day business or regular activities of different kinds of people. Now, items of general interest or specific topics. So, some topics may be items of general interest, means people may have interest in those topics almost on the day to day basis, or specific topics that they want to focus on, or they think that highlight of such topics are necessary in today's date. However, those are published, means articles are published in print formats. Now, print format, students, such as newspapers, which we go through on and often, magazines, or online, means you can find articles in the internet also. In fact, these days internet is almost like our spine of any work that we do. So we go through the internet on and often, and internet provides such a wide sphere of topics or issues of different kinds that it is considered inevitable these days. So they can be found in newspapers, magazines, or online. However, articles should be objective, and only they should contain facts from variable sources. Now, students, not only from variable but also verifiable sources specifically, so that you can vary or you can verify that very fact whether it is true or not. You can vary that fact from any other issue, as well as you can verify whether it is absolutely real or not. Next, purpose of writing an article. So, if we are writing something, it must have a purpose. So, no writing can be illogically done. It should have any kind of purpose behind it. So, purpose of writing an article. Number one, an article is a written work published in a print or electronic medium to focus on a burning issue or topic of any social importance. I have already told you that its focus or it focuses is basically on a burning issue, recent issue, and which is very important in today's date. topic of any social importance. So, socially, what we find that very thing is affecting. So, that issue can be written in an article, or to highlight that issue, we write an article. And already I have told you, students, that it's through print or electronic medium we can get. Specifically over here, electronic medium is through internet, and print, that means on newspaper or magazine. Next, it may be for the purpose of propagating news, research results, academic analysis, or debate. So its very purpose is to propagate any kind of social awareness, or about any kind of social awareness, or ill effects, good effects that people must be aware of. Basically, to spread something that is important. And it may be any topic or a news, research results. So basically, research results that are being found from any kind of survey or analysis, field analysis in recent date. Now, academic analysis can be also there, or debate, any kind of debate on any thing which is related to public welfare, or which is very necessary for the society. Okay? Suppose now the farmers' bill is a very burning issue, and there are many debates. So, if a person writes about that in an article, so it becomes a topic of importance, analysis, or many other kinds of things. Suppose children's education, or poverty in the lockdown, or increasing poverty after the period of lockdown. So this can be the topics, so on and so forth. Next, Format of article writing. Now, you have certain points to remember for writing an article. Those are what? First, as it is written, give a title that catches the attention of the reader. So, you cannot give any title that doesn't catch attention of the reader. Rather, you have to be very careful about the topic, about the title itself, that people will read your content after they find your title is interesting. So it's very necessary for us to select a good title. Next, begin with a striking opening sentence which addresses the readers and gets them interested in the topic. So, your beginning has to be very striking. Striking, which catches the attention of the reader primarily. Children, if your beginning of the article is not good, it's not interesting, it's boring, then nobody will go through the content of your writing. Maybe you have written very good in between, but nobody is going to follow. So you have to start with some lines that catches the attention of the reader. That will be very catchy, or that catches, attracts the attention of the reader, so that they grow interested to read your whole content. Next, present a strong argument for your ideas, supporting it with evidence or elaboration. So, present a strong argument. So, you have to present a very strong argument. You cannot put forward anything illogically. You have to put a very strong argument in favor of your topic. For your ideas, supporting it with evidence or elaboration. Now, students, you have to get some ideas, not only some, but a very good idea about what you are doing. You have to collect different kinds of documents. You have to go through the internet. You have to read or collect evidences from different places. Maybe you have to also interview some people for that. So there should be a very good research before you present your thing before others. And your argument must be very strong. Okay? Whether you are supporting it or whether you are not supporting it. But whatever it may be, it should be with evidence or different kinds of evidences. Next, use linking devices. However, therefore, although, even though, in order to, etc., to make the composition appear a whole. Means you have to use linkers to relate your ideas. You have to use linkers to correlate your statements so that they look spontaneous. They look that they are compact. They are presented with a wholeness or incompletion before others, or they appear as a whole as such. Your ideas or your statements should not be loosely connected, should not be a matter of destruction. Rather, it should present a whole idea in its unique flow so that it appears as a whole. Or a single thing itself. Next, introduce a new point at the beginning of each paragraph that follows to strengthen your ideas. So you have to introduce a new point at the beginning of each paragraph. You have to give something new, otherwise, people will get bored of your statements. So you have to give such ideas. You have to introduce your evidences in a manner that will make strong your argument, and people will get something new to read about. They will not feel monotony as such. Next, develop your ideas as much as you can to make them interesting and substantial. So you have to develop your ideas in a manner that they look interesting. Means your writing should be interesting to the readers, and they should be grounded. They should be presented in such a manner that people will feel that its existence or it is real, that has happened. It is very much, or those ideas are very much grounded or have or presenting the real facts only. Conclude with your strongest point. So you have to conclude. You have to make it complete with some of your strongest or strong point of views. You have to give good solutions. You have to give some relevant suggestions how to solve that particular issue in the recent time. So you have to complete it with your strongest point or what you feel ultimately. Next, to write certain things or to express your views, you need to go through a process or some steps of writing. Now, here, students, we are getting steps of an article writing. Step number 1, select your topic. So, you have to select your topic very carefully, as I've told you. Next, step 2, address your audience's needs. So, that very article shouldn't only be up to your needs, but that should address your audience's needs. What common people as such want. Step number 3, research. So you have to research about the topic you are writing. You cannot present anything. You cannot give your readers anything illogically. Rather, you have to search about different kinds of evidences related to that very topic carefully. You have to go through different kinds of other writings. You have to see videos if necessary. You have to go through some photos. You have to visit the place where it has happened, if possible. You can also go through some local beliefs and conventions or thoughts about any particular thing or how that thing has taken place, whether it is affecting us socially or not. Next, step 4, make it compact. So what you're writing, it should be very compact. It should not be a matter of distraction. Rather, your unique presentation should be a matter of attraction to the readers. So be very careful about your writing. How much unique your article is, that much it is going to impress the readers. And your writing should be to the point and not too exaggerated. So it should be compact. Next, make it specific. Children, maybe you are having different ideas related to that topic, but what you want, what the society wants, you have to specify that particularly. You have to make it particular, make it specific, make your point of view accurate or finger at the appropriate thing, or you need to figure out what you actually need. So make it specific. And at a time, students, you shouldn't mention about any other incidences or any other topics, various kinds of topics that people will be diverted. Rather, you should specify your point very carefully. Step 6. Read, revise, repeat. So in the last step, what you have to do? You have to read your article very carefully, because you are presenting it before others. You are not reading it alone. You are not a solo reader. Rather, many other people are reading it. So be very careful. Revise. So definitely you have to revise your content. Whether there is any error grammatically, or in terms of any other kind of sentence construction issues, or you have presented any irrelevant thing that you are not, or that is not related to the topic as such. So you have to revise the content very carefully. Next, repeat. Students, we know that practice makes a man perfect. So repetition is necessary. So whether you have done your work correctly or not, so you have to repeat. Understood? Thank you, students.